Alright, this is basically going to be my final impression review for the Veil of the Nine update for Lord of the Rings Online. I said I would be doing one of these after I did my first initial impressions. I've now hit level cap, I've done some of the endgame things, and I just kind of want to go over my thoughts on the update and the new legendary server. I'm on Angmar. I want to, kind of answer that question of who I think this is for, and how it kind of affects, say, new players, returning players, and veterans. And then just kind of go over the good and bad, and then kind of just my final conclusion on the whole experience so far. So sit back and let's dive into this. So let's kind of talk about where I'm at with the legendary server. Like I said, level cap, I'm a champion. Real quick, are champions bad on the server, or like in the normal servers and balance wise? Because while I was leveling and doing group content, I barely saw like any other champions. And I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with champions, because I didn't have any trouble killing race that would spawn, except for the morning ones, the one that drains your power. Those ones definitely ran away from those all the time. Those things fuck you up. But yeah, I just champion wise, I didn't really see too many of them. But yeah, level cap champion. Did a little bit of the delve system, did a little bit of the old raids, the rift, and then was able to join one of the raids to kill one of the ring race that spawn. And we'll talk about that later. So I feel like I've seen most of what the legendary server has to offer. I haven't got into deed grinding for like racial traits or like virtues, just because I'm not a big gear grinder. I'm not a big grinder in general. I feel like I bounce off games once I get to that kind of like daily routine. Grind fest. I really just kind of enjoyed the leveling experience, and then seeing everything the game has to offer, and then yeah, once it gets to grinding, I'm usually out. But let's get into the goods about this server. Getting to the end game, it's nice to be able to get to do delves and kind of engage with those currencies from the normal server on this legendary server at a much quicker pace, because again, the level cap's only 50 at the moment. So it's nice to get into, see what those are all about, because right now I can't do anything on the normal server. I'd had to get to 150, which not that horrible, but this is just where I'm at the moment. So it's nice to see all those systems. It's nice to be in see a thriving community. Again, hitting level cap was an amazing feeling. It was a lot of fun. The race, yeah, there's that little spice. I feel like it adds a lot to the just normal leveling experience. That's a good time. Having one of the 9 spawn in the server and everybody goes crazy, and forming raids and stuff. That's a huge positive. That's something I feel like every MMO needs, is like that driving community event that puts just, everybody together to rally to, complete a challenge or something like that. Really positive. I'm hoping they do more of them in future updates, especially when we go to like Moria and then eventually Rohan. Just keep that ball rolling as far as making sure that there is something new with every updates, because you just don't, if this is that's going to be a little disappointing. Overall, I mean, I've had a great time with it. I would highly recommend this to every level of player that's either returning, veteran, or new, to check out this server. It's a good time. Now for the bad, I think leveling takes too long. I think I mentioned it earlier. I think once you hit level 30, it does slow down to a snail's pace, not a snail's pace, but you feel that it takes a while. And unless you go to the LOTRO store and buy a booster and stuff, it's a little bit of a slog. And I wish they would address this. It kind of feels like there is this little bit of a problem, and they're selling you the solution in the store. Because this isn't a normal server, you are kind of like that feeling of I need to get to max level is almost amplified, because that level cap right now is gonna be, extended quicker than say the normal server. So I wish they would speed up the leveling boost, the leveling process a little bit. I know they will do it once they do increase the level cap to kind of catch new players up. I just wish they would just do it right off the bat. Just get everybody closer to, quicker to max level to enjoy doing raids and the new events with the 9 spawning. So I think leveling is a little slow. And I do think with the server, having the LOTRO store, it sucks. I don't like the LOTRO store. I don't like really any in-game store in MMOs. I'm old school like that. I wish it would be gone, but it is what it is, because people just get huge advantages over other players who aren't spending. So that's not a great feeling. Now, do any of these negatives right now, do they take away from the experience? Do they sour at all? No, not really. None of them are going to deter me from playing the game. If you're enjoying the game, you can ignore these things and be just fine. And I guess really it's not even I guess that's really my only 2 negatives. It's just the LOTRO store and it taking a little long to level. There's some, the jank of like being in areas and doing missions that you're not technically supposed to be able to do because it gives you a warning, hey, you're in the wrong region, we're going to kick you out, and then they never kick you out. So that little jank, again, it's just a little bit of it's a little awkward, so I wish it would get a little ironed out. But again, as a collective, all these negatives, they do add up a bit, but they're not going to ruin your overall experience. Overall experience is still very good. You can ignore all the bad things. And then let's talk about one of the 9 spawning, the ring race. Really exciting the first couple times. I'll throw up a screenshot. I didn't get any actual like video footage, but the server like explodes, and not in a good way. It basically freezes and you're just stuck there in place. You don't really know what's going on. There's so many players on screen. If you were worried about the population of this server, don't. There's a lot of people playing right now, but that's kind of a problem too when these spawn, because you're not really seeing, you're just seeing a bunch of names and then you're just stuck there. And they're gonna have to address this, or I hope they're going to address this, you know, in future updates when this, you know, server progresses along, because this is not a good experience overall. Like once the novelty of just having a lot of people in the area wears off, they need to figure out a way to fix this. I don't know if they should have like multiple world bosses like spawn, and then you'd have to like split off raids and have them on a timer and like have to kill them kind of at the same time to not have people, you know, teleport from one to the other to kind of get it done. It'd be better if they were separated. They seem like they do have some sort of technology for that, because if there's too many people, say at the ring wraith, they do kick people out and banish them. You do get like a buff or a status thing that you'll still get credit, but it's just to alleviate the area from all the people. So they got something like that in the back end. It still runs like ass though. So yeah, let's answer some questions here of who do I think this is for. Now, if you're a new player and you're playing on the normal servers of Lord of the Rings Online and you're not a VIP member, I think this would be a good experience for you. I think this would be nice for new players, because the community and just how many people are there, that you know, that gap between max level and beginning players is so much smaller that you're gonna see a lot of people around and be able to group up for things, and the world's just gonna feel more alive. Also, the spawning of wraiths is, I think it's an exciting mechanic. It adds a little, you know, spice to the leveling experience and even group content. Now, they did nerf how often they spawn, and I don't think they spawn in solo instances anymore. I didn't see them in missions after the update, but in group content like the raid, like the rift, you will get wraiths that spawn, and they sometimes bug out the raid, like at the end of the rift. That bugged out a few times because we had a wraith spawn. Anyways, so yeah, I think as a new player, I think this is worth jumping into and checking out. Some of the drawbacks are, I think the leveling does take too long. I did a lot of mission grinding, and that was kind of mind-numbing. I'm curious to see, you know, what would you guys do to level quickly? I saw some people get to max level like wicked quick. Obviously, they went to the LOTRO store. Duh. If you're somebody who doesn't want to go to the LOTRO store, on top of, you know, if you don't have that many LOTRO not turbine points anymore. If you have a lot of LOTRO points, I understand going and getting some boosters just to help the leveling experience. But if you're a new player, you're not going to have, you know, very many to throw around. So I'm curious, what do normal people do to like level quickly? Is it just missions? Because again, it's kind of mind-numbing, and I've done the landscape content so many times that I was just looking for an efficient way to level at this point. Now, for returning players, this would count as myself. So somebody who, you know, used to play. I don't have any max level character. I don't have any 150 characters at the moment. I have a level 120 something and a level 130 something. And so this is actually a nice experience, because getting to 50 is a much easier task than getting to 150. And so I got to experience delves a little bit, and then obviously getting the raid again. That was a good experience. That was a lot of fun. Hitting max level, by the way, in LOTRO, oh, such a good feeling. I don't know if it's just because of nostalgia, but it's definitely just like a satisfying achievement. I don't know how else to describe it. It's probably just nostalgia. But for veteran players, people who are probably playing now, they're probably already in the server. They're the ones who got the, you know, level cap of 50 in like 2 hours. They're already in the game, so they're having a good time with it because of the update, because of the way race spawn, and then how you get, you know, one of the 9 that spawn. You know, it's just an exciting update, and it's fun to be around. And now really the question is, how is this server going to progress? What are they going to do to keep it fresh for the next, you know, level cap bump? Are they gonna maybe have Balrog spawn? I don't know. I'm curious to see what they do, because I feel like if it's just the way it is right now, this will probably not die out, but the community is just gonna be really small, like the original legendary servers, which is fine for some people, but I feel like ideally you want this to have a large, healthy community. And really, yeah, that's my thoughts on the server so far. I think it's a great experience. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Now, I hit that gear grind stage, and that's probably where I'm gonna bounce off it for now until the level cap gets raised, because leveling is a little bit of a slog in my opinion, and I'm not going to go to the LOTRO store to boost. It does make it hard to think about making an alt character or doing another class. Now, given enough time, I probably will, considering I just like, I'm digging LOTRO right now. I kind of do just want to dive headfirst and just get all the deeds, update all my virtues. There is a part of me that wants to do that. Maybe even just like turn on, the YouTube stream or Twitch or something like that, and just vibe, because LOTRO, it's a special game to me. It brings back a lot of memories. But that's my conclusion on the server so far, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.